Hello everybody, welcome back. As you can see, I actually named this channel so I can officially say welcome back to LeBron's Logic. Now, if you're asking yourself, well, LeBron, why did you call this channel LeBron's Logic? And honestly, I have no idea. My mom just kind of gave me the idea, so I ran with it. On top of getting a new name for this channel, we also have our very first show. To give you guys a little bit of context of this show, I do consider myself a big movie fan. Now, unfortunately, due to time restraints, we'll say, I haven't always been able to spend as much time watching movies as I would like to. Now with this channel, I do have a bit of a good excuse to spend a lot of my time watching movies. And I've decided to use this free time to watch as many movies as I possibly can. Then, the problem struck. What would be the best way, the most efficient way to watch as many good movies as possible? How would I filter through all of the bad just to find myself a golden egg? Now, I didn't want to exactly do a simple Google search of what movies should I watch. I almost wish there was like a list of every good movie from every year that has come out for the past 100 years or so. That's right, baby, we're doing the Oscars. Went too far. That's right, I'm gonna go through every single movie that has ever won an Oscar for Best Picture. Now, I have to admit something. This wasn't exactly my idea. See, I have a friend and he's pretty interested in movies also. And he was looking for a way to watch as many good movies as possible as sort of a movie night tradition. So if any of you guys think that this is in fact a good idea, thank him. His name's Grant. This is him. No, seriously, that's him. This is not a stock photo. That's him right there. I actually know that guy. But now I bet you're wondering to yourself, LeBron, where are you gonna start? You're gonna go back to 2010s, early 2000s, maybe even the 90s? How far back does the Oscars go? Well, we're going back, and I mean way back, like 100 years ago back. Well, almost 100 years. 1927. That's inaccurate. 1929. Back when the Academy Awards were given out of the back of a shack, don't look that up. But the first movie to ever win the Academy Award for Best Picture is in fact Wings. Now Wings was made in 1927, but in fact won the Oscars in 1929. I believe so. It's actually kind of vague, bit of old information that Google hasn't been keeping up on. This movie stars Charles Rogers, Richard Arlen, and Clara Bow, with Charles playing a character named Jack and Richard playing a character named David. And in this movie, we do follow these characters as they become pilots in World War I. Now, I know what that sounds like, but bear with me for a minute. Now, when deciding to watch these movies, I definitely expected a lot of these to be really old. I mean, the first one was almost made 100 years ago. And don't get me wrong, I've seen a few older movies before in black and white, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, 12 Angry Men, and a few others. But what I didn't expect from this movie was that it's a silent film. This movie's so old, it's before they had audio. With me never seeing a silent film before, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. Honestly, I had a lot of worries before going into this movie. What if it was boring? What if it just stretched itself out with nothing happening? What if I didn't understand anything that was going on? But despite my worries, I told my friend that I was gonna watch these movies with him, so that's what I was gonna do. And now, after watching it, sitting here in front of all of you, I bet you're wondering what I thought of it. And damn, guys, it was fucking good. Like, holy shit, guys. I feel like an idiot for doubting this movie. Wings is fantastic. Not for a second was I not entertained. The second the movie starts, it just hooks ya. Despite the fact of not hearing a single line that came out of anyone's mouth in this movie, I was completely immersed. I remember my friend's wife turned a light on and it just popped me out. I was like, oh my God. There's color everywhere. I forgot where I was. The movie is really good, guys. For any of you who are about to turn away, just give me a second. Just give me 2 scenes. 2 scenes, guys. Because in just the first 20 minutes of this movie, we get 2 really good character establishing scenes. Because it only takes this movie 20 minutes In the first 20 minutes of this movie, we know everything we need to know about our two main characters. Now, scene A introduces the audience to Jack and Mary, with Jack waking up from taking a nap outside just before getting into doing some serious modifications to his car. Then Mary is introduced. She's outside doing laundry when she sees Jack hard at work. She gets super excited and rushes over to him, having to jump the fence just to get into his yard. As the two begin to talk, it is made very clear to the audience that Mary is in fact very infatuated with Jack, with Mary crawling under the car alongside of him, pointing at everything that she sees, asking, "What is this and what is that?" Jack quickly responding with, "Geez, can't you let a man work in peace?" Showing us that not only does Jack not feel the same way, but he's actually kind of annoyed with her. Now, it's implied that he does see her more like a bratty sister, other than a nosy neighbor, with Jack not asking her to leave, but in fact accepting her help, letting her go so far as to not only name the vehicle the Shooting Star, but painting a shooting star on the side of it. Which sparks a smile on Jack's face. While Jack is starting the car, getting ready to take her for a spin, Mary asks, Jack thinking about it for a moment, then replying, "Maybe I will." Mary gets excited thinking that she's gonna get herself a kiss. So she closes her eyes and she puckers up. Then Jack hops in his car and peels off, showing him speeding down the street off to kiss the girl that he loves, leaving Mary in tears calling out for him, but it's too late. As the scene fades to black, we reopen on our introduction to David. He's sitting on a swing with Sylvia. They seem to be on a date, with Sylvia singing him a song while playing music. Then text pops on the screen revealing that But it's not too long in their date that Jack pops up, revealing that Sylvia was the girl that he was thinking of. In fact, he loves her so much, he just snatches her off the swing. "Hey, do you want to go for a ride?" "Well, I don't know. I'm kind of on a date here. I don't even know who you are." "Wasn't a question. Yoink!" As Jack and Sylvia take off, David is just left there, not saying a word, unable to stick up for himself. Then, after a few scenes of both the boys joining the war, Scene B is presented. The scene opens with David being lectured by his mother and father. David's mother telling him, "Don't forget to change your socks when your feet get damp." Then the butler comes in, informing them that David has to leave, otherwise he'll be late for his train. David's mother almost collapses in fear for her son, knocking over a small box. As David rushes over to help his mother, he notices a small stuffed bear has fallen out of the box. This is revealed to us that David has had this for a very long time. In fact, at one point, this was his favorite toy as a child. He's happy to see that his mother has held on to it after all these years. Then his father interrupts. Trembling, he pulls a pocket watch out of his coat jacket, encouraging David to not be late. In this scene, I really like how the actor who's playing his father is both extraordinarily proud of his son, but at the same time just as terrified as his wife is, trembling at just the thought of his son leaving. Once David makes his way to the front door, alongside of him is his mother and father, and it's in this scene that I think we can truly understand this character. This is what David is fighting for. This is what motivates him. He wants to be strong for his mother, and at the same time make his father proud. The shot pulls back to reveal this massive house that David grew up in, reminding the audience just how wealthy David's family is. After David kisses his mother and his father goodbye, he's off. Now, before I go on and tell you why I love both these scenes, rewind the video, go back, put me on mute, and just watch those scenes. Tell me, even for a second, do you not know what's going on? And I can't play the music here, but I'm telling you guys, in person, this movie grabs you. In both these scenes, you are fully immersed in what's happening. But it's in these two scenes that I believe the contrast between our two characters is revealed. With David growing up being pampered and taken care of by his parents. With Jack getting things done himself. When wanting a faster car, Jack gets hard at work at making the best out of the current situation that he's already in. I can't imagine a situation where David would have had to have worked hard to achieve something, always being shown wearing these really high-end suits. Compared to Jack, who's seen in the beginning of the movie sleeping in a dirty jumpsuit. Think of just this one scene when we're introduced to David when he's on this date with Sylvia. Jack displays a strong sense of confidence, knowing exactly what he wants, and is willing to just go for it. While David can't find the confidence to say a single word to Sylvia as she leaves with Jack. But trust me when I tell you, the movie does not stop there. This is only the first 20 minutes of the film. This movie has so many more good scenes in it. And I know I did say I was only gonna talk about 2 scenes, but I don't give a shit, I'm going to keep going. Like when the camera passes through multiple tables so that we can zoom in on our characters while they're on this night out, giving us a great sense on how lively this place is. Or the scene with David on the swing. As David and Sylvia are introduced, the camera actually tracks them as they go back and forth on this swing. Then with Jack pulling up in the background, continuing his previous scene, stopping the scene and the swing in its tracks. While I'm here praising the film, I must mention the battle scenes. To avoid spoilers, I really tried to keep myself in the first 20 minutes of this movie, but the movie is about World War I. Throughout the movie, I was surprised with how big and grand a lot of these battle sequences are. And all the scenes of them in the air dogfighting looks amazing. It was all done practically with actual biplanes. And I feel like while discussing this film, I must bring this up. On top of this movie being the first movie ever to win Best Picture, this also was the first time a man ever kissed a man on film. And I don't want to spoil too much here, but holy shit, the power that is in that scene. The emotions that both these characters are displaying, all the things that they've just been through that led up to this moment. It's really good. Now, if there's any of you out there that I've officially convinced to go see this movie, stop watching the video right now. Because I'm gonna start talking about the things I don't like about this movie, and it's gonna take some spoilers for me to explain. So go watch it, enjoy it, then come back. But honestly, I think the biggest problem of this film is Richard, the man who plays David in this movie. Now, don't get me wrong, in no way, shape, or form do I think this person's a bad actor. I just don't know if he was the best man suited for this role. No matter if the scene is supposed to be heartbreaking or action-packed, he always has the same evil look on his face, like as if it's gonna be revealed that he's the secret villain. And honestly, this one's a little bit of a nitpick. I get it's part of his character, but the character Jack, he's kind of an asshole. Throughout the movie, we follow these 2 characters as they start off as kind of rivals, and through the trials of basic training, they become friends. But really, after multiple viewings, it seems like the main reason these 2 characters don't get along is because Jack's a dick. There's a lot of scenes of him just being a piece of shit. It just keeps happening. Oh, that's your pen? Ah, fuck you. Oh, you need a pen? Nah, fuck you. Your hat? Yeah, go fuck yourself. Hey, I'm gonna kick your ass. But regardless of all those things, this movie is wonderful. This movie has so many great scenes and character moments that despite any flaw it might have, the movie is definitely worth a watch. And I do recommend it. And for any of you who have sat through this entire video and are still kind of iffy on the fact that it's a silent movie, trust me, just try it. Everyone I've shown this movie to, this movie has a real good way of shutting people up. And that was it, guys. That was Wings, the first movie to ever win the Academy Award for Best Picture. For anyone who wants to keep up with me while I do this sort of marathon through all the Best Picture movies, I will officially be releasing these videos every Tuesday. And alongside of that, I will be doing my best so that every Friday I will be releasing a different video, something that I recommend or something that I want to dive deeper into, something a little more fun and different. But Tuesdays will definitely be set aside for the Best Picture movies. But again, thank you so much for anyone who watched this video all the way through. Now, I know it's been almost 2 weeks since I released my last video. Unfortunately, I spent way too much money on a mic that I am too dumb to figure out how to set up. Was overcharged for that mic also. On top of that, I was able to put some foam up. This room was very echoey, I think, in the last video. Let me know if you guys think it got any better. Also, if it looks like I'm tired in this video, it's because it's like 3 a.m. I started filming at like 10. I gotta get better at this. Need to film more videos. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.